I'm working with the idea of musicality, but the term musicality, I kind of want to delve a little bit deeper than just a surface level representation of music. My mind over the last few years have been working on this idea that when you play an instrument, there's music theory behind it, so you have an understanding of how to play an instrument. And in dance, I feel like there's all this practical movement knowledge, so I'm trying to structure a little bit of a listening theory that is kind of universal across different movement vocabularies, different styles, whether it's street, classical, Latin, jazz, swing, whatever it is, it should be irrelevant. It's just listening concepts that should be could be used anyway. So week one was a fun week. We essentially just, I played different types of music and we broke down movement and listening to the absolute basics, where even the understanding of being on beat is not even as easy as we think it is. It's like, are we listening to the patterns that are playing in our head, or are we actually responding to what's coming into our ears? So right down to basics, and then building it up to shaping of sounds, all this sort of stuff. So week one was all just, not unlearning, but let's say looking at something from a new angle maybe, and trying to build on, movement, music connection. If you're using your arms, like, if I'm trying to express something through here, I still feel that everything's coming from here. Even if I'm completely isolated, that's not where the sound is. It's here, radiating out into an isolation or something like that. So that way, if I'm feeling something bassy, I'm still doing this, I have the ability to use down here. I have the ability to move bigger, smaller. I can move through everything. So it's just, it's core activation, but it's core out, not limbs in. But week two now, we're kind of now starting to put together, we're finding the music, and we're starting to find what people's layers within different songs are. So we're now building, I guess, the dances as musical instruments. In terms of the choreographic process, and I guess what my goal is with the dancers, we want to essentially get to a point where we can all learn to utilize the vocab we have to express the sounds in different layers specifically for this showing. So if we were to have, say, an audience full of people who are completely deaf, it would be that they could watch what's happening on stage like a human orchestra, and not just hear the instruments and hear the sounds, but feel what the player of those instruments is actually putting into the music. So it's musical expression and it's emotional expression combined through different layers of music. So what we've been workshopping specifically, I guess, is finding the detail in sounds. Like, I work with I see a lot of the time dance is done in like 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, cut. It's like, there's the sound. Rather than, let's take that one little sound. Let's imagine now that our timing is perfect. Doesn't mean that feeling is there. So let's take a guitar being plucked and a piano being struck, and they're both struck at the same beat. So in terms of dancing on time, we could be on time, but have no musical feeling whatsoever because somebody watching doesn't know, are you dancing to the guitar or the piano? So it's now taking one of those sounds, analyzing how does it start, how does it finish, what are the musical qualities, what are the sound qualities, what's the mechanics of how that sound was created. So breaking that down and trying to express all of that through movement in greater detail than just there's the timing of that sound, just hit that sound. This is my first indie. I'm absolutely loving it so far. My first day I walked in, I found it really interesting because I walked in my sneakers, my trackies, sort of sitting on the side, and here's everyone sort of bare feet, socks, stretching, doing all their things. So it was interesting in that my background as a street dancer coming into a world of classically trained dancers. It's not something I've really done before, but I found it's a lot of interesting exploration. Everyone's super open, super cool to work with. And everyone's really open to trying new things, which I really love. And it's something I want to work more with, is simply breaking down label barriers between humans. Like, who cares? You like moving like that, you like moving like that, I like moving like this. It's like, I think indepenDANCE is a good way to just go, hey, we're all humans and we like to move. Let's share ideas. So that's really cool.